they're going to sign Alan Lazard, they're going to sign Randall Cobb, and they're going to sign Mercedes Lewis. The
Isn't that
Jets.
something? The Jets are literally trying to sign all of the ex-girlfriends and all the best buddies and say, "Look, man, we brought everybody here.
To the football gods, to your ears, can Rodgers please fuck over the Jets? Can he
Go to
please not go there?
Miami."
Can you please
I
not
hope
go
he
there?
goes to Miami.
Could you imagine if he doesn't go to the Jets? Could
Yeah.
you imagine if Aaron Rodgers is like, yeah, I know you signed all those guys, but yeah, I'm not gonna play for the New York Jets.
No, not gonna do it.
Oh, I want it to happen just to watch the train wreck.
I
This is
love it.
train wreck time now. I can't wait. Like, I want him in New York. Please go to New York.
The brigade is here. They're all asking a question. You have this nice fancy hat on
Yeah.
today. They're looking for an umbrella. I mean, it's not raining outside. They want an umbrella hat. What the hell's
I
going on
I
here?
told Auntie, you send me an umbrella hat, I'll wear it for 5 minutes. I'm game. I'm
Alright.
on. I'll pay it up. I wasn't wrong, but I'll pay it up if you want. If the brigade needs it that badly, can't
Listen,
handle it.
we work for the brigade. They're here every day. They hit
True.
the like button. They hit the
True.
subscribe button. They got this Discord channel on lockdown. This is good stuff. So, yeah, we'll get you. I got to make a stop this afternoon. I think I'll.
You know where to buy an umbrella hat?
I'm not saying. I'm not just saying. You may have one very. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
I don't know. You know where hats are sold, so I'm not going to totally put it past you to know
Yeah,
that you do know where an umbrella hat would be sold. But
yeah.
it was so long ago, I don't even know what the reference is anymore to the umbrella hat. But yes, I will wear an umbrella hat. If you really want me to wear an umbrella hat, I will wear an umbrella hat if I have to go ahead and do that. So if the Aaron Rodgers news breaks at some point during the show today, we will bring it to you.
What happened yesterday? There was a thing and it wasn't a thing, and then it's a
Well,
thing. Like, what
no,
the hell happened?
Trey Wingo wrote, hearing the Aaron Rodgers
Okay,
deal
so
is done.
that's you explained that at the end of the show
Yeah.
yesterday. That's what it was. That's all it
Yeah.
was.
Trey Wingo wrote, I'm hearing it's done. Everyone, because they have ADD and they don't read well, said it's done. And so they
Questioning
ran with it.
people's reading skills right now.
Well, it's just what it is. It's what happened. Everybody ran with it. Oh,
Oh,
Trey Wingo heard it was done, so it must
hey,
be done. Well, according to
wasn't done.
Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport, everybody else, they're like, I don't know what he's talking about because it's not done.
Oh,
So maybe it's on the path, or maybe it's probable, or whatever. But Wingo
yeah.
wanted to be first for whatever reason, because guess what? Trey isn't a media member anymore. Works for a sports book now. So you can do that. You could roll out that grenade and go, oh, watch this shit here.
Wait, what are you saying? If you work for a sports book, you're not a credible source?
You can be, but you have motives. You have needs for eyeballs. You have needs for attention.
Ew.
Don't need to have, confirmed sources. Who's going to fire you? Caesars? Right. Come on. So you can do
Oh.
that. You can roll things out and you can do the I'm hearing game and get everybody all hot and bothered.
Mm. Okay.
And wait, Trey Wingo used to host NFL Live. He must know something. Does he? Because Ian Rappaport was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? No. Let the real people do our job, please. Thank you very much. We'll
Whoa,
report it.
whoa,
Not you,
whoa,
Trey. Thank you very
whoa,
much.
whoa. Okay.
So when it comes out, when we see Schefter or we see an Aaron Rodgers tweet or we see something, I think he's going to the Jets. I don't think he's going to be wrong. He just wanted to be first.
Mm.
And so he rolled out that grenade yesterday and it blew up the internet. Everybody was going crazy, memes and tweets and everything else. And now the Jets are doing nothing but, confirming that report in a lot of ways by trying to sign literally everybody off the 18-19 Packers.
Didn't work out so well for the Packers the last year, right? I mean, like,
This
they
never
didn't.
works. Like, everyone's like, well, Brady did it. Brady brought one guy with him. He brought Gronk. That's it. He didn't bring 4 or 5 guys with him. Brady didn't recreate the 2016 Patriots. Like, come on now. The Raiders might be doing that, but that's a different topic for a different part of the show.
Right,
But
exactly. What the hell are
it's,
they doing?
I mean, it's crazy to look at this and see where we are. I just don't understand the big picture of all this. I don't understand where this is all going. And I'm ultra confused by I guess I'm not confused. I guess I shouldn't be confused. I'm interested just to see how this whole thing plays out, because who is the one driving the bus? Could the Jets be telling Rodgers, "Here, we're gonna do this," or is Rodgers telling the Jets, "I need you to do that"?
What
Because
do
the
you think?
offense is pretty good.
What
You
do you
don't really
think is
need this
being
guy.
said?
Oh, I
Rogers is
think
telling them.
well, maybe, maybe not. Maybe Rodgers isn't telling them anything. Maybe Rodgers is like, Randall Cobb I could get, but why Alan Lazard and Mercedes Lewis and what?
Well, all right. If he ain't telling them, then good luck.
Right, they're
I
trying
hope
to
he
make
goes
it
to Miami. If
comfortable.
he ain't telling them he's going to Miami, that'd be great.
But how could he go to Miami with them picking up the fifth-year option with Tua? I just don't get that. They're gonna trade Tua? That would be the only way that would work.
No, 50-year option is still the rookie deal, right?
It's a big bounce, though. It's like 20 plus million. The fifth-year deal is a bigger part. It's a big chunk of change when you get the fifth-year option picked up.
I don't know. I still think you need a backup. I mean, for Aaron Rodgers, don't you need a backup?
Yeah, but remember, Aaron Rodgers is going to account for 40 million in dead cap space. You got to give up a ton to get him if you're the Dolphins. Like this is the difference between Rodgers and Brady. Brady orchestrated his departure
Right.
from the Patriots for 2 years. He said, "Look, you can't franchise tag me. You can't do anything to prevent me from going anywhere else if I want to." Rodgers is under contract with the Packers.
Right.
They have to agree to the terms of the deal, whatever that might be. It's a $40 million dead cap hit on the Packers, and Rodgers is bringing a huge contract that has to be reworked.
When's it got to get? When's does the cap hit have to be done or something by a certain date? Like, or is like are they trying to accelerate this to be done?
Well, I think at
Or
the
does he
end of
just
free
think take the
agency,
hit?
yeah, I think
Okay.
once the league year starts, it has to be done before the league year starts.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we're a couple of weeks away.
Thank God I don't know anything about it. And I just I don't pay any attention to it. I'd rather try to figure out why, Denver's a road favorite today at Toronto in basketball or, you know,
Well, let's
stuff
ask this
like that.
question. We'll start with college before because we got James Young coming on here in a couple of minutes. What when is the start of March Madness to you? Is it today or Thursday?
Thursday.
So what are these games?
Playing games,
So these are not
made
tournament
for
teams.
TV games.
The whole thing is made for TV. But is it tournament games or is these just exhibition games
These
that
are
don't matter?
playing games. Thursday's the first round.
Wow. NCAA does not like you.
Listen,
They want us
a
all
lot
to
of
believe.
people don't like me. Fuck it, I don't. It doesn't matter. Just for
They
a
want this to
100
be
years, we say Thursday's the first round.
right.
5 years. When did they start this playing
In
bullshit?
Dayton, I don't really know how long. It's been a while. I mean, because they first
Somebody
started
in
this
the chat,
experiment.
please tell me.
I want to say,
Tyler's
let's say it
here. I
was
see
8 years ago,
Tyler,
7, 8 years
Hall
ago.
of
It
Fame
was near
Dan. Maybe, but either way,
because Dayton has shown itself like Omaha showed itself. So like the NCAA is very attuned to markets that really embrace their
yes,
events. So
yes,
like the College World Series is never going to leave Omaha because if it went anywhere else, it would never be attended the way that it is in Omaha. Also, like the U.S. swim trials now go to Omaha because they sell the place out. Not every city would sell out the swim trials in Omaha. So like when you have Dayton, which sells out regardless of who's playing there, they
right,
will sell out and show out tonight and tomorrow.
right.
They're not moving this thing ever. So it's been a little while since it's been going there. And have you ever been to Flyer Arena? You ever been there?
I've never been.
It's awesome. So it has really good sight lines because the stands go really steeply up on either
Oh,
side.
those buildings are tremendous.
And
Those are
it's like an
great.
old
I've seen.
school, high school type of backdrop.
Mm,
There's not a
mm,
lot of stands behind the baskets. There's a
right.
few, but there's not that many. It's really steep on the sides.
Sides.
So when you go to it, it's like, whoa, you're really high up on your either side, but behind it, it's a good shooting backdrop. So the players like playing there. It's a good building to go and play in. So
Since
it's cool.
2011. Thank you, JC from
Nearly
KC.
8
So
years.
this
I was
is
right. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
I was right. So we're almost on the 10 years of this, of it happening. And it's not
Since
going anywhere.
2011, this is 23. That's 12 years. Your
Okay.
math stinks.
So more than that. Well, I did, yeah, more than that.
You
Flip it
said
around.
8.
So,
It's
yeah, so
12.
So it's longer than that. It's been a long time. See? So here we go. I think what's going to be fun is what do we see from an atmosphere tonight? Because there's a couple of brand names playing here with Pittsburgh and Mississippi State. We'll get to that game here in just 1 second.
Right.
And how about Texas A&M Corpus Christi? Can we talk about these guys for a second?
Please.
Steve Lutz, one of my friends,
Steve Lutz.
head coach of Texas A&M Corpus Christi, second year. Coach Lutz walked me through the recruiting ranks. When I started working for Rivals, Coach Lutz was the head recruiting guy for Creighton. He walked me through he showed me the different tournaments. He talked to me about the different places that, these tournaments matter, these tournaments don't, these programs matter, these programs don't. I learned so much about the AAU world
Oh,
just from him and watching and talking. He's the one that said, you got to go to Vegas. So I started coming to Vegas and saying, he started covering here because nobody on the Valley level had anybody in the media coming to Vegas to cover recruits,
oh,
the
okay.
recruiting world. So that's how I first started coming to Las Vegas consistently every July to cover all the AAU. So I
Were
had
you
been,
coming on your dime, or did you fancy fix them into covering
oh
your
no, that's illegal.
expenses?
No, 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 no. I had to cover it was all my own dime. I
Okay,
ran my own company. It was all through the rival site that I owned and operated.
gotcha.
So it was me and one other guy. We had a partnership that we ran. So coming here, learning all about the high schools, learning all about the different things in and around Las Vegas was really cool because when I moved here, I pretty much knew all the surrounding areas. So
Right,
I'd been to Henderson a ton. I had been to North up by you. I had been
right.
to, the places, the high schools out in Summerlin, and I'd been in there when there was no air conditioning and 105 degrees outside,
Normal.
and it's hot in those things.
Yeah, normal. That's what we
Normal.
do here.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how
But
you
I
spend
was
the
living
summer.
at the time, I was living in New Hampshire and or Des Moines or Omaha.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
was not used to those types of temperatures, but it was really fun to come out here. So I am super excited for Coach Lutz tonight with the Islanders to be taking on Southeast Missouri State in a game that I think is going to be highly entertaining. Really, really fun. Line,
155 and a half, 156 is the total.
yep. Line opened up at -4 or 4.5. Money's come in here on Southeast Missouri State. If you had to flip a coin, I know you don't know either team, but if you had to flip a coin and take a side, who would you take? Just based on live movement.
Um, I don't know. Right now, I guess, I mean, the favorite?
I mean, this is I mean, literally, it's a coin flip. This is both teams are really good ATS. Southeast Missouri State is 19, 13, and 1 ATS. They are A&M Corpus Christi is 17 and 12. On the road, Southeast Missouri State was 12, 9, and 1 this year. ATS, they're 4 and 1, 4 straight games, as you'd expect. Teams that are in this have won their conference tournament, so they've been playing
Right.
well. This is a team that's won 4 straight games for the
This is the
Islanders.
matchup of 16 seeds.
Correct. Playing for the right to get eviscerated by Alabama.
So you so your 16 seeds you play in, and then Mississippi State and Pitt are 11 seeds?
Correct. See, the thing about this
This
game,
is
which makes it
so
so
silly to
it's
me.
silly, but think about it. Every game you play, every time you appear in an NCAA tournament game, you get one share. Okay.
Right, this is worth credits. This is the way
One
Blewett was
share,
explaining it to me. This is a big deal.
one share is worth $275,000.
They're playing for cash.
So if you play in 2 games, you get over $500,000. Now, depending on how your conference breaks this out, like in the Missouri Valley, it all went into a kitty and they all just broke it out as individually as to all the members got different things. Every conference is split up differently. Some conferences have it where you keep half and the conference gets half, or you keep all of it. So I don't know how the conferences break out for these 2 schools, and I don't even know the conferences that they're in, to be honest with you.
Sounds
But
like some of these media deals that people are trying to make with us. How you cut it up and how you get it, and all this other
uh-huh.
bullshit.
So this game matters a ton to these conferences and these schools. This is big money we're talking about here. You get to play 2 games as a 16 seed. So it's actually, I would prefer to be in this game as a 16 seed than I would be into the other 2 teams that are
Hell
playing 1
yeah.
seeds. One, you get a win on your record. You get an NCAA tournament win.
Oh, wait, this counts as that? This counts as a
100%.
play-in.
It is not a play-in. This is the first round, is what they call this. This is the opening round of the NCAA tournament. A win tonight goes down. You will have a 1-0 record in the NCAA if this is your first time playing in the tournament.
12 years now we've been doing this, and I still will not just abide by that rule.
I don't blame you. I mean, you're not alone. I mean, just look at the attendance alone. They put it on True TV to force people to go find it. So, like,
one of the great traditions of March is not only spring training and all this other. It's finding True TV on your damn television. wherever you're
Right.
at. You don't watch it otherwise. Nothing
Right.
against True TV. I don't even know what channel it is,
I don't know
but
what
I
True
gotta
TV
find
really
it.
is. Do
Yeah.
you? Can you name a single program on True TV?
No,
I can't.
no, I cannot. No, I'll
I've
watch it like for the games, and then if you fall asleep or leave it on or something, and then you'll see something, and you go, "Oh, I'll watch that again," and then I'll see you again next March. Pretty much
Yeah,
the deal.
it's amazing. It's really smart for Viacom to do that because it makes us. It also makes your cable. I think it's on your basic cable. Is it,
It
or is it
is.
on an upper tier?
No, I think it's on a basic.
Well, it
I
keeps
don't
the
know.
channel
I
on
can't
at
even
least
find
on
it.
cable channels by doing that, so it keeps money
Right.
coming in every year. So,
Yeah.
because I think most people would cut if a cable operator is like, anybody watching True TV? No, get rid of it. Like, oh wait, we can't. That's where the tournament games are in March. We'll have a fit. People will lose their minds on us if we get rid of it. So, nice little strategic move there with what they're doing. But
Impractical Jokers. Good call, Jay Park. That's on True TV too. There you go. I
what is
couldn't. I
that?
was trying to. It's a
What is,
TV show. It's
what is that?
on. It's
Impractical
guys playing
Jokers?
jokes on other guys
Oh, yeah.
mostly.
This is fun TV for people. This is like the Jerky Boys on TV. Is that what this is?
Kind of. It's actually
All right,
yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
kinda. Yeah.
You enjoy
It's
watching that.
on True TV, I
Yeah.
guess.
No, thank you. All right, Mississippi State against your Pitt Panthers. There's like saying that to
Um,
piss you off.
no, I don't know. Flip a coin there. Um,
Well, this
if
is
you w
really I went over this game like 15 times. Like
you
I
did?
really, yeah, trying
The
to
hell's
figure out what.
wrong with you?
Well, I wanted to figure out what I want to bet on this game because this is legit. I mean, these are two teams that have earned their way into the dance. This is I mean, to them, they have won tournament games in the past and they're playing for an 11 seed. And we have seen UCLA in recent memory go from this game to the Final Four. This has
Has
happened.
happened.
Okay.
Has happened.
So these two teams, this is somebody who you could be watching for multiple games, not just one or two or three. You could be watching for a long time. So do they have the abilities to do this? And Mississippi State's defense is really, really good.
This is an under game, is it not?
It is not. I agree with you. I agree with the first read. It is not actually an under game. It's
Okay.
actually an over game. But I would open up 131. It's now 133 and a half. And the reason is everyone thinks that Mississippi State can't score, but they can score when they're playing a team that has zero defense, and Pitt plays zero defense. They don't rebound well. This is a great offensive rebounding team, Mississippi State. They miss their free throws and they turn the ball over a ton. For that
Mm,
reason, I lean Pitt to win the game outright. I wouldn't take the plus 2.5. I'd take money line. I think if Pitt covers, Pitt wins the game outright.
right.
But I think this is a higher scoring game than people think.
Hmm. I like under.
Yeah, the rebounding is going to be the biggest thing for me. I need Mississippi State to make sure that their second chance points are what they've done all year, which is they're a lot like Houston in that way. Throw the ball up, go get it. Pitt's defense is abysmal. They've given up 80 points or more consistently this season. They can score as well. They can shoot. So we need Pitt to play their normal offense, and I need Mississippi State to score. But I think this
Just
game's going over.
just look down in the chat.
Yeah.
Yesterday I looked down in the chat and had to remind Maiden Focus that I did work in a sports book for years. I just got pointed out in the chat from Jimmy Jack with 4Ks.
Yes.
He said in 2007 he played in the game versus FAMU,
Shut up.
and then they won and got blasted by Kansas.
Wait, in 2007?
I don't know. It says
I thought
I
we just
played in the
established that
play-in game versus FAMU. We won and then got blasted by Kansas.
2017? Did you miss out the one?
He might have. I'm reading exactly what it
Huh.
says in the chat.
Because in
Guys
2000
wouldn't come in our chat and bullshit us, would they?
No, I
I
don't
hope
know.
not.
I don't think so. I mean, you can look
I
it
don't
up.
think so.
I mean,
I don't know, but
did that happen or not? Wow.
that's pretty good. And we also have day 2 of life for Landon Lie's baby. Him and the
Oh,
baby are still in the hospital watching.
wow. Hope you guys go home. Must have been a C-section. Hopefully you guys get to go home soon.
Taking taking him home. Can you imagine the first show he's ever watched, the baby's watched, is us.
BVP.
Yeah,
Hi.
BVB. We'll put that one in the stories, in the lore
I
when we
know, right?
secure it, yeah.
So I know you have no interest in these games, but people do. So I just want to bring them up. We can run through them, and then
Under,
we'll get to James Young. You know,
yeah,
you like under in this. I'm talking about the
yeah.
NIT games tonight.
Oh, I was actually looking at the NIT games. There's way more interest in those tonight. These are real games. These are real games.
Pittsburgh and Mississippi State's not a real game.
No, it is, but it's a playing game. They're going to get whacked. That's this
Mississippi
is
State and Pitt are not playing to get whacked. They're
you think
playing
they
to
can
take on TCU. They can beat TCU.
oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
They can. The winner of that game, the winner of this game tonight between Mississippi State and Pitt can absolutely go and win another game. They're not playing to get waxed. The 16 seeds are playing to get waxed. But these teams tonight are not playing to get waxed. In the second game, they're playing to make a run. We just talked about it. UCLA went to the Final Four.
That was
You can
UCLA. I don't think Mississippi State or Pitt's beating TCU. That's what I mean, I looked at it and just said, "Oh, all right. This game is I don't know. What's the line? TCU minus what against either one of those teams?
4?
4?
Yeah, 3.5, 4.
Yeah.
They're in the game.
Are they is it the same? It's almost the same. Pitt or Mississippi State. I don't think we'll
Yeah,
see
that's
you
fair.
after the line. I
That's
don't think
fair.
there's much difference. Like it's not like
They
five and a
just
half against
they just
one and
get there.
3 against the other.
They just get there differently.
Yeah.
It's not totally right. Hold on. Is it? Well, make sure I'm getting my bracket right. Because Iowa State's playing somebody too. So every bracket is configured differently, and it's really annoying when
It
they
is
do that.
annoying, isn't it?
Because TCU is the 6 and they're playing the 11, and I believe that's right. But they have ESPN has a blank on their bracket. It's just blank
Like,
versus TCU. It's a blank space.
see this whole plan thing? I used to
Yeah.
run a bracket pool every year, but I used to get them printed out and hand them out like
Right.
sheets back in the day, and then
Right.
they would hand them back in, and then we started doing it online, and
Okay.
it
Yeah, I'm wrong.
literally
Hold on.
ended for
I'm
me.
wrong. Yes. It's just I'm glad I
Oh, you're
looked at this.
wrong.
I'm
I
wrong.
don't believe it.
It's TCU. TCU's playing. They're playing Iowa State. Mississippi State and Pitt are playing Iowa State. Same difference. They can beat Iowa State as well. If it's Pitt, I actually think Pitt will beat Iowa State. Mississippi State, it's like a mirror image. That will be your dead under game. If Mississippi State
Right.
plays against Iowa State, that's a dead under game. That's a 50-52 type of game. That's an awful basketball game. You want Pitt to win this game tonight to go take on Iowa State in the second round. So yeah, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Nevada ASU to take on TCU.
Landon
West.
just informed us that they're going home in a few hours. The baby was born all natural.
Ooh,
No C-section. So, boom.
very cool. Thank you. That appreciate that. So
Um,
I spent 2 nights in the hospital or just 1 night in the hospital?
Depending on the time you have the kid, you get an extra night in the hospital. So
Oh.
that's I mean, because we did that actually all 3 times because the kids were
Oh.
born late or very early in the morning. So it wrapped around, we got an extra day. So
Trying
thank
to
God.
think. Madeline was born at 12:35.
In the afternoon?
No, in the morning.
Oh, okay.
But then we went home that afternoon.
Ooh, they kicked your ass out. Wow.
We went in at 8. Kid was born at 12. Madeline was born at 12:35. We were home by like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
The same day?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. We stayed. We were taking up residency. We were both
Yeah,
that was
I
great.
can't say I was mad about it. I don't like hospitals, although I spent too much time in them recently. So okay, so if you are interested in this game, Michigan's laying 6.5 against Toledo.
Toledo, baby. Plus the points. Toledo.
Well, Stuckey said yesterday he's really concerned about motivation for Toledo.
I know. Well, I'm concerned about motivation for Michigan. And by
Fair.
the way, yeah, thanks, Stuckey, for joining. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. He gave a bunch of different
Mhm.
takes and angles for the show. We'll retweet some of those clips, but
Toledo is 21-12 ATS, 11-9 on the road. These numbers are real because this is a home game for Michigan. Michigan was 17-14-1 ATS, 7-3 coming down the stretch, 9-6-1 ATS at home
at
for
home.
Michigan.
Yeah.
For Michigan. See, the thing that's going to be very interesting to me is I want to know, and it's always difficult to do this, and I know we make snap judgments based upon the last thing that we saw, so it's not always fair to do this, and we'll talk to Coach Young about this a little bit. I don't know how good the Big Ten is.
I have no idea.
I need to see this. So, like, if Toledo goes into Michigan and beats Michigan, the angle is going to be, well, the Wolverines don't care. They wanted to be in the dance. Okay. So what happens if Purdue gets upset early in the dance? Like what happens if Illinois loses their first game? Like I want to see what happens if Penn State loses in their first game. Like I want to see what the Big Ten is going to look like because I feel like I have a pretty good read on the SEC, a pretty good read on the Big 12. I don't know much about the Big Ten and ACC because their out of conference wasn't stellar. It was okay.
Mhm.
And their in conference was meh at times. Like, I don't know.
I feel like you're besmirching what Penn State did in the Big Ten tournament
I'm
right
not
now.
besmirching it, but I'm looking at the ACC
Sounded like
tournament.
you're
I'm looking at the big.
besmirching it to
I'm
me.
looking at both ACC tournament and the Big Ten tournament. I watched them both, and I'm like, do I really want to trust any one of these teams? Do I really want to back any of them? Like, I don't know if I want to
So,
back any of them.
first of all, you admitting you were wrong has the chat lit up. They're all excited. They said
Dude, all
Perrault
the
never admits
time.
he's
That's
wrong,
not
and
true.
this is that they're
As
going
so
crazy in the
as
chat that you said you were wrong
I
about
admit
the
when I'm
Iowa State
wrong. When
TCU thing.
I'm wrong. It's just not
Tyler,
often when I'm wrong.
the umbrella hat is about you being wrong too. That's a
Oh.
whole nother story. Second of all,
I wait, hold on. I need to read. I'm gonna go back and watch that because I don't believe I was wrong about that.
oh,
I that was a play and a bet that I said I was gonna make, and the
and you
play
blamed it on the rain or something and all this other crap. I don't know what
something
happened.
happened. I don't remember, but I just remember
It
going,
rained.
I wasn't
I think it
fully
rained
wrong on
is
that.
what
Like I
happened.
don't think
It
I
rained.
actually was wrong on
You were
that, but
wrong.
okay.
You were definitely wrong. Anyhow, the motivation thing is fun. Think about this, like just in terms of your own kid
Okay.
or coaching a team. Michigan had everything to play for, and they're in the Big Ten,
Right?
and their season ended with a loss to Rutgers. Right? They lost to Rutgers in the tournament, and now
They're both out. They're
we're
both
gonna
in the NIT.
right. And Rutgers didn't even get in
Yep.
by beating them, and now you're gonna circle the wagons. You're gonna take the money and host the game. And as the
What do
coach,
you mean take the money? You gotta put the money up.
oh, that's right. You got to bid the money for
You
the
gotta
NIT
pay the
games.
NIT. You want to
Yeah.
host a game, you gotta
Yeah,
pay for it, and then you
right,
gotta sell the tickets to make the money back.
right. So the administration says we're paying, you're playing. I
Yep.
mean, Hubert Davis said to North Carolina, we're not playing.
Yep. Which I was stunned. I didn't know that. That was stunning.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
said we're
for
not playing because he can't get the kids. They're done. The way they play down the stretch, they're done.
yeah.
The Michigan kids are way more done. Toledo, the motivation is simple. You say to the kids, look, we fucked it up.
Go win
All right.
Michigan. Go
We
beat Michigan.
lost.
Right.
Let's drive down the road or up the road. Ohio's up.
Yes, correct. That team up north.
And let's go beat Michigan in their building. Let's go win this whole fucking thing. The NIT. Toledo, I think, is an easier sell as a coach to the kids. We still got something to play for, boys. Okay.
Fair.
Yeah, we should be in the NCAA. But guess what? We can go win this thing. We can keep playing together.
So the bracket for the NIT, can Toledo go and win this thing? I mean, I guess they could. They play Toledo is a 7 seed up against a 3 seed. They will play the winner. The winner of this game plays the winner of Vanderbilt and Yale in the second round. And then if they win
Okay.
that game, they play Clemson's the 1 seed in their bracket. Interesting. So it's 1-8. Morehead State's the
I'm
8.
just thinking one game at a time. I didn't look at
Correct.
none of this
No, I
stuff
mean,
like
I'm just
you
been
know.
like saying, but then like the run here is not impossible, though Vandy's pretty good. If I had to pick a team to come out of that bracket, it probably would be Vanderbilt. Like you're right. Who wants to play in this game is a monster. Who wants to play in this tournament is monster. And what can you as a coach use as motivation? So a team like Vanderbilt, which beat Kentucky 2 times this year, beat them at Rupp and then beat them in the SEC tournament, to go and say, look we need to go validate that, guys. Like, let's go prove to the world. Everyone thinks that we're still Vandy. We're not going to be growing. Let's go win that now. Let's go do this. Let's go keep playing. Let's go put an NIT championship, on our resume for next year. Because in a very similar way that we talk about bowl games for colleges, saying the practices mean more than the actual game itself. The practices for the NIT in getting to play more for the young kids who are coming back next year, it's more valuable that way. That's why you play in this thing. You play in this thing because you want to obviously put an NIT tournament championship on your mantle.
If you are handicapping this,
Yeah,
I would look at the roster. I don't want a senior-laden roster
fair. I agree with you.
with a lot of these things. I want if I want a senior, you know what the sell is to the seniors who are done. Remember when you finished high school, you were done with high school. Remember when you finished college, you couldn't wait to get a real job and go in
Yeah,
the real world. I was the kid that was like literally soaking up every single day because I knew I would never be here again.
right.
Literally was like every game my last year of school was so important. I treated it like it was the seventh game in the Stanley Cup. I was like, I don't know where I'm going to ever play hockey like this again with these guys. So I tried to take that with the kids. And when I was
Yeah.
coaching, I kept telling them the last year we were all together. I'm like, you guys really try to appreciate this. I know your arm hurts. I know your mom's on your ass about you swinging at the first pitch all the time. I know your dad's bitching about you don't get enough reps in the outfield because he thinks you should be an outfielder. I know all of it's a job. Just try to enjoy this because it's done.
Yeah.
After this, it's done. And let's try to enjoy this together as much as we can. That's the sell to try to get some seniors. Listen, guys, at Vanderbilt, you ain't playing in the NBA. You might have a shot to play in Europe sometime or in the G League, but
Mhm.
this is the last time we're playing together. Play free, play fun.
What
Let's
do you
go
make
win.
what do you make of the Yale at Vanderbilt school angle?
Oh,
Because this is
this
Vanderbilt very much likes to call themselves the Harvard of the SEC. Okay.
right?
Well, now they're playing an actual Ivy League school. They're actually playing a team on the level of Harvard. This is a big deal for the alumni at Vanderbilt. Like Vanderbilt wants this game tonight.
Hell yeah, right there. So that's the fun part of these games. And it's I'm excited. I saw these on the rundown. I was like, I can't wait to talk about the NIT games because the assassins, the rhombuses and the parallelograms love these games.
Of
They
course. Because
love
the numbers are
those.
legitimate.
The numbers are legit and the numbers that the book has to put up are just power rating numbers. I mean, you just
Right.
nobody's thinking about these games. These are an afterthought from the book standpoint. So you can watch the line moves on these games. Watch. We'll see who's better. The
They
books are the
swing.
betters. This game is fun as hell. Yale and Vanderbilt. Are you kidding me? That's a smart kids game. This is bragging rights for the eggheads,
Yeah. Line is 3. Ken Palm has it as a 2-point win for Vandy.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with that. Uh Nova is on the road at Liberty because Nova didn't want to host.
This is
Liberty said
insane to
yes.
me.
No, Nova's got 2 major injuries.
I know.
So there's two big
Uh,
players who are
uh,
out. But man, I don't know. Liberty, I mean, Nova is still Nova in a lot of ways to me, even with injuries. They're talking about motivation. I think Villanova is motivated to keep playing.
again, without being in that room or knowing, you have no idea. I mean, and I know this just even from my own kids. I mean, like I see the stuff they're playing these games and conference games, and it looks one way to people outside. Got people watching the games online. They say this and they say that, and I know a kid on a team. Everything's different. I have no idea what Villanova's
But
motivation
the
is.
level of who they have played is so dramatically different.
I know,
Nova's schedule is so much more
but why
difficult
is
than
Liberty
Liberty
favored?
because of the injuries for Nova and motivation and being on the road. A lot of things are stacked against Villanova.
Man,
I think you have to acknowledge that Villanova very well might lay an egg tonight and get run off the
right?
court.
Yes.
But I mean, this team lost to Kennesaw State. They took who is Queens College? Never heard of Queens College, but they play in the conference that Liberty plays in.
Queens College. I'm assuming it's in Queens, New York.
Maybe I don't
Maybe.
know. Bellarmine, your favorite.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Bellarmine or Bellarmine. I've been
Bellarmine, whoever the
Bellarmine.
hell it is.
I
They,
like
they beat
Bellarmine.
they beat them by 20 twice. 2 games, 20-point wins.
What's
They
Liberty's record?
Liberty's record straight up or against the spread?
Straight up.
Straight up, Liberty's record is 26-8.
Phew.
18-1 at home, by the way. Straight up.
Wow.
So that's why they're favored.
That place is probably going to be
There's no
a
debate.
very, very hard place to play for the visitor.
I would agree wholeheartedly. Yep, I would agree with
Wow.
that. Because Liberty I mean, one, it's a controversial school, and two, their fans are rabid.
Where is
Like,
Liberty, the actual
in
college? It's in Virginia?
yes, right, Western. It's in Western Virginia.
Somebody tell me where Liberty is.
It's in
In the
Lynchburg,
chat.
Virginia. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Lynchburg, Virginia.
Western Virginia,
Okay.
the mountains.
I mean, at first blush, it's Liberty, but what the hell do I know?
If the two injuries are really going to hamper Nova, then yeah, I think it's probably a decent swing. Here's a number which I want to get your take on: Wisconsin and Bradley.
Fascinating to me.
I love Bradley in this game.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Love,
Didn't bet it. Love
love,
Bradley. Not
love,
betting
but
it.
didn't bet it. Then
Not
you
betting
don't
it.
love it.
Well, it's I know
Love.
better.
Why do you love Bradley?
Because you
Said
want to
it
talk
3
about
fucking times.
motivation.
Oh boy.
You want to talk about who has a chance to take down a Big Ten scalp.
Yes.
This is Bradley's going to be on fire for this game tonight. They're walking into a crap Wisconsin team. This has Bradley money line written all over it, in my opinion.
Does it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, we're talking about this is a Wisconsin team that's lucky to be in the NIT. 17-14 Wisconsin, 25-9 Bradley. Bradley was 10-8 straight up on the road. They won 9 of their last 10 games coming down the stretch. They lost to Drake badly in the NBC final. Got to get that taste out of their mouths, and what a great way of doing it is to take down Wisconsin.
How in the hell? I mean, how low can you make this total? It's 127.
Because both teams play at an
Somebody
absolute.
even going to get 60 points in this game? Holy
I mean,
shit.
look, I mean, Bradley's totals have been really low. The Drake total was 130 in the NBC final, and it went under. So, I mean, just giving most of these, the last time it was 127, it was 127 and a half at home against Southern Illinois, went under by 13 and a half points for Bradley. And these are mirror images of each other in a lot of ways in terms of pace of play. They play slow. They play slow. But talking about motivation, man, Bradley is going to be fired up for this game tonight. Trying to see what KenPom's got it at.
This got to be. I don't know. This got to be under. I don't want to have to pick a side in this. You make me nervous when you say you love this.
This is a 4-point loss to KenPom, 66-62. So KenPom likes the over in this game by a point.
Yeah, it's the total.
127.
Right.
So they have it at 128.
120. Yeah. That's fine. JY will be joining us soon. I wonder if he has any. He's been doing a lot of work. He did a big Sunday show with Ben.
Nice.
Previewing the tournament, so we can ask him about that stuff.
Yeah.
But I wonder if he's even looked at these NIT games, because he knows all about these college teams and crap.
I love Bradley tonight.
You love Bradley.
I do. I love Bradley tonight. I can't wait to watch this. I told him I'm not betting it. I love Bradley tonight. They have a chance after what happened to Drake, and they played so poorly in the NBC final that they have an awesome opportunity here to step up.
Do they have motivation?
Bradley or Wisconsin?
Bradley.
100%.
Waxed.
Huge. A Valley school going to a Big Ten school in the NIT, monster. Okay. This is what these kids live for. This is huge. There is nothing that has to be said in that locker room pregame for Bradley. Like, we have a chance to take down Wisconsin, guys. Let's go do this. Like, they're in Peoria, Illinois. Like, they're in Big Ten country. These kids wanted to play for Big Ten schools, and they went to the Valley.
All right.
Let's giddy up and go. I'm watching this game. I am 100% watching. I saw this. I was like, man, I can't wait to watch this. This is going to be fun. Not going to be a great game, aesthetically, but let's go Braves. All right, let's bring on our coach, our friend from Sports Grid, one Mr.
Here.
James Young. We'll get
look at this guy.
What is up, JY? Welcome to BVB.
Hey, it's always to be on Bostonian versus the book. My guy Sharapan was busting my balls a couple of days ago. Saying, JY, you haven't been on. It's tournament week, Matt. It's always a pleasure being with you as well.
All right, so hold on. First of all, let's get a 20-second timeout.
I want it first because you said this, and I want to see if he agrees.
All right, go.
It's important.
Go.
Does the tournament begin today or Thursday?
Thursday. It
All
opened.
right.
You know, today is like when you go to a restaurant and they bring you the bread and the butter and a little bit of the olive oil with the with the seasoning and the olives in it. That's what that is. Once Thursday comes, then it counts. So when you tell me like if a team wins tonight, let's say Texas A&M Corpus Christi wins tonight,
Yeah.
Please.
that to me does not count as your first tournament win.
Thank you.
Your
does
first
to the
tournament
record.
starts with Thursday.
Okay. Not to the tournament. Not to the NCAA.
It doesn't matter for the people.
Okay.
We're
Just
just
saying.
people.
Just saying, wins are a win. They put a win down. It's 1-0. It's your record.
JY, you can say whatever you want. We have editors, we have people, they block all the shit out. You can say shit, fuck, whatever it is
Okay.
you'd like. You
George
know,
Carlin, jeez.
yeah,
We're
you
run
can-
through it.
we can
My
say all the words.
gosh.
I was gonna give you shit because you came on as corporate coach today, but that's okay because you came with the first take where you 100% agreed with me, and you had to tell Matt the right thing. So we're gonna do some college first, and then we're gonna swing through some NBA.
Let's go.
Okay. You've done the breakdowns. You did the show Sunday with Ben. You killed it. You're talking about it every day on different shows on Sports Grid and all over the place. When you look at this thing, Alabama's the number 1 seed. They're the odds-on favorite. Would you put them in the Final Four right now? Like, we just need to know right now, are they going to be one of the 4 teams going to Houston? Are they the team out of that region?
Dave, I think they are. I think out of all the ones, if you look at their top half of the bracket, they have the easiest road, in my opinion, right? So you get the winner of Maryland and West Virginia, which is going to be an absolute war. I think it's the first game of the tournament on Thursday, which is fantastic because those two teams may kill each other with Kevin Willard and Huggy Bear coaching. But then you get in the 4-13 matchup, Virginia, and maybe going down the line, Virginia is playing
Furman.
And Furman can beat them. Virginia has these spells where they go through long droughts where they can't score, right? And then the 5-12 game, I think, is upset special with Charleston over San Diego State. So if you look at that top line draw that they have compared to Houston, compared to Kansas, and compared to Purdue, I think they have the easiest path, in my opinion, to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, and then the teams out of the bottom bracket, I mean, you're going to bump into Arizona, obviously, so you got to worry about that, but I don't think anybody else.
I disagree, Matt.
Oh.
I like Creighton.
Oh, here we go. What is this bullshit? You don't got to pander. You ain't got to pander to him. What the hell's going on right now? What the hell's going on here?
Listen,
whenever you want to come on, Coach, you have a warm place to land.
I have Creighton going to the Elite Eight and playing Alabama. Here's why.
Let's go.
And Matt knows we'll go with this. Okay. Number one, Kalkbrenner is dynamic offensively and defensively.
Yep.
He's Defensive Player of the Year, 7'1" lefty. So when he scores in the low block, Kamala, Nembran, Shireman all get clean looks. But it's more than that. Kalkbrenner could step out, and especially Kamala's got driving lanes to the hoop, drive layup, drive kick for open shots. I think they're good, and I think the way they play, I'm throwing out that 6-game losing streak because 3 of them were without Kalkbrenner.
Yeah, he had COVID. I mean, he had mono, so he was. I mean, no one knew this when they were here in Vegas. He had mono, and the whole team was completely discombobulated without him. So yeah, I do too.
So I love Creighton because to me, when they get to the second round, I don't know about you guys. I've been waiting all year for Baylor to be consistent. They haven't shown it. Oh. I think they're not. I know the league is great, but I think that Creighton's size with Kalkbrenner is going to give them fits. So I do like Creighton going all the way.
But Coach, the one thing that scares the holy hell out of me is that Baylor's got 3 NBA guards.
Yes.
And so this is the Jays' problem. They will go cold at times. They are a streaky shooting team, and when they're hitting, if Baylor Shireman plays like he did in the semifinals or the quarterfinals,
You got
they're great.
Nova. Yep.
If he plays like he did against the semis, they're dead.
Yep.
Like they've got to hit their threes. It's such a make or miss team
Mm-hmm.
against Baylor's toughness. I hope I'm wrong, but this Creighton team just seems so soft at times.
Yes, they do. But to me, is if I'm McDermott,
Yep.
I'm going inside out. I have to establish Kalkbrenner early. Because at 7-1, who shoots at what, 60, 70% from the floor? If I can get him going early and get him shots, then you collapse. Now the threes are open for Shireman. And that's if you looked at the game that they played against Villanova, okay? The first game that they played about a week and a half before, and Villanova won by 14, Dixon kicked Kalkbrenner's ass all over the goddamn floor.
Right.
What happened in the second game? Kalkbrenner was better in the low post, and then once he got going early, Matt, you got to admit, they started bombing away.
No,
and
Baylor was unbelievable. That's what I mean. Baylor hit everything in the quarterfinals, and then in the next game against Marquette, or against Xavier, rather, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't hit a layup in that game, and they got crushed. So my fear factor is that when I look at this Creighton team against a tough Baylor team, I just hope that they get tougher on the ball and they show some nuts factor. I mean, to be honest with you, just go up and nut up and go play.
Yes.
And I think talent-wise, I can see them beating Baylor if the threes are falling.
Right, and I think the reason why I think they can nut up is what you said, is because in the Big East, they got to go through Providence. They got to go through UConn. They got to go through Marquette. If they're not ready to play Baylor after playing those three teams, you ain't going to be fucking ready at all for the tournament.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
All right. There's people in the chat. They love you, JY. They think that Matt paid you to say that. I can 100% confirm that did not happen, because JY is a sport, but there's no way that he sent Perrault money to say that. So confirm all of those rumors are not true. Second question that I'm teeing up for you right now. You just kind of laid it on about the Big 12, and we don't know how good the conference is. Perrault's been asking all the right questions, as have I. Kansas is a 1 seed. Are they the most susceptible 1 seed? And are we going to have a Big 12 team in the Final Four at this point, the way you look at it?
Okay. So, number one, Matt did not pay me off to say Creighton. And people think I like Creighton, I'm crazy. So I guess crazy likes crazy with me and Matt. Now, when you get into the 1 seed, you know where I'm going. The number 1 seed that's the most vulnerable is Purdue. What the fuck have they proven this year?
Hold on. Oh boy.
Okay. Listen, here we go. Okay. Zach Edey, fantastic. But let me ask you this. You guys know basketball just as much as I do. Give me the last time a team with a dominant low post big and sometimes questionable guard play has won the national championship.
Oh, doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
Guard play is the most important thing. Yeah.
Bingo. It's a guard league.
Yeah.
So that's why I think they're going to struggle. And I will say this. I think the winner of Memphis and Florida Atlantic, more likely if it's Memphis, will pick Purdue off in round number 2. That's a bad matchup, because Memphis will get after you defensively. They got the guard play, 14th in possessions per game. They will make it a track meet. They'll wear Zach Edey out. Now, you go to Kansas. I don't think they're coming out either. Okay? So you're going to say, here comes JY with the East Coast bias. Let me ask you a question. Maybe besides Houston, give me a team in the first month and a half of the year that was playing better than UConn. Right now, if you look at UConn, now listen. Wait. I know they got to get through Iona. I know they have to get through a second game. Probably
St. Mary's or VCU.
Which I think is going to be VCU, because I think it's a bad matchup for St. Mary's.
Ooh.
Now, when you get to UConn, Kansas, Jackson is one of the best defenders in the country. Athletic as shit, 6'7", long wingspan, can move his feet. He's the type of player that gives Jalen Wilson, will make him work. And the problem with Kansas is when McCullers, who's been injured, with Harris, and especially with Grady Dick, 3
Mm.
for 11 against an aggressive defensive Texas team. That's a lot like UConn. And UConn, since Big East play, Hawkins has been their best player. He doesn't just
Oh,
shoot
boy.
the three, he drives
right.
the ball. Caravan is a stretch 4. Sonogo inside. I actually think UConn, guys,
Oh, boy.
goes to the
Oh, boy.
Final Four.
Oh.
See, I think Gonzaga beats
Oh.
whoever comes out of that top bracket. I think Gonzaga is the team that wins that bracket. I bet that last night. And I think the reason is I think Gonzaga is playing completely loose and free. And yes, this is the, bracket of death, as they're calling it, how difficult it's going to be. But I think there's a good shot that here in Vegas, a lot of Zag fans are coming in. We've got the West Final here. UCLA, Gonzaga, Kansas. I mean, we could have a really cool start. UConn would bring people too. We could have a really cool regional final, semifinal here in Vegas coming up at the end of next week.
You
I
bet
would say this.
Gonzaga because you hate fucking Connecticut, Matt. This is
No, I don't think
JY.
UConn- I
All
think-
that
I think
equity you
Kansas
just
beats
build
UConn.
up
I
with,
think Kansas
with
beats
Matt with
UConn.
saying Creighton.
Yep.
He hates the state of Connecticut. He hates
Yes.
maple syrup. He hates everything about Connecticut.
Yes.
And you
And
just came
UConn
on
is
and
the
said
leader.
UConn's going to the
UConn's the
Final
leader.
Four.
UConn's the leader. I don't think so. I mean, Hurley is susceptible. He's
Well,
a good coach, but he's been
he's a-
dominated by
he-
different
he-
people.
And listen, and I know the Hurley family. I coached against Bob Sr. when he
Wow.
was at St. Anthony.
Oh.
I coached against Danny when he first got in summer league when he first got to St. Benedict's. Listen, they're intense, and part of the issue with
Crazy.
UConn is can they keep their fucking heads, because they're a little,
Yeah.
they play with that little bit of edge where it can go from like great to like you fuck yourself
that.
because
Bam.
you go too much. But I will say this: the winner of the matchup in the second round between Gonzaga and TCU is
Mhm.
going to the Elite Eight.
Yep.
Don't sell me on UCLA. Clark
Agreed.
is out. Your
Ooh.
big is out.
Ooh.
That's the best defender in the Pac-12
Ooh.
and
Yep.
your best big.
Yep.
I know that, Hawkes and the other guy have been fantastic. That is not enough to beat Gonzaga or TCU. I think it is TCU. I like Mike Miles. I think Jamie Dixon has been fantastic as a coach. What he's done at TCU has been remarkable. Okay. So I do think it'll be a great game between the two. Whoever wins that gets to the bottom part of the bracket to face UConn in the Elite Eight.
It'd be wild to see it here. Let me ask you a question about Vermont for a second, because I watched them in the American East final. They played poorly in the first half, but then they really played well in the second half. They got the player of the year in the conference in the America East, and they got a Marquette team that plays in somewhat similar styles to how Vermont plays. It's a pedigree program. Can a 15 beat a 2 this year? And could Vermont be that team to knock out Marquette?
I think if there's a 15 that could beat a 2, we've already talked about the team. It's UCLA with UNC Asheville.
Wow.
Don't sleep on Mike Morrill, the head coach of UNC Asheville, a Shaka Smart disciple from VCU. That team is really, really good at 27-7 coming into the tournament.
Whoa.
But when you look at teams like that, I do think when you have matchups, styles make fights.
Yep.
Right? So Vermont is like a mini Marquette.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
So
Mm.
which means that it shouldn't throw off Marquette a ton because they're used to it every day.
Yeah.
Now, Vermont is great. I took Vermont in the American East Championship against UMass Lowell. If you didn't take it, I don't know why, because good luck going to play in that little ass.
Right. But I was on it too, though, JY, but we were sweating at halftime.
know.
Okay.
Hey,
Those
but you
threes
know what?
weren't falling in the first half. They hit them all.
When they were losing, at 7, I doubled down. I took them again.
Good job.
And then at halftime, I put it on the money line a third time.
Good
because I
job.
thought if they got the lead, they were going to run away with it.
And they
which
did.
Now, I do think Marquette gets by them, but you guys are going to think I'm nuts where I'm going with who
We already
takes
do.
out Marquette.
What?
What happened? Did you freeze? What?
No. I said the team that you think I'm nuts, who's going to take out Marquette? Kentucky.
Oh, no, I think you're nuts. I don't think you're crazy at all. I mean, we had Stuckey.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we had Stuckey on. He's right. We had Stuckey on yesterday. They are the biggest Jekyll and Hyde basketball team in the whole darn thing. They have the
Kentucky.
talent to go to the Final Four. They
Yes.
have the talent to lose in game 1.
Yes, and that's the thing. And it'll be
Oh,
interesting with
God.
Hopkins going against his old teammates, the transfer from Kentucky playing
Yep.
for Providence. But if they win game 1, they can beat Kansas State. I think they beat Marquette, and they get all the way to the Final Four. Because ready for this? And NCAA is praying for this. I'm telling
What?
you. Madison Square Garden, Elite 8. Ready?
Yeah.
Duke, Kentucky. They would
Oh,
go
God.
fucking bonkers
Oh,
if
yes.
that happens.
Oh my
And I
God,
think,
yes.
and I think it's going to happen.
God.
It's possible. I mean, I'm not gonna say you're nuts by any means on this. What
I
do you have
think
you
you're
heard anything about
You are
Ed
nuts.
Cooley in Georgetown? Because there's rumors circling around that Georgetown might be looking. Obviously, they let Ewing go. They're going to pony up. Providence doesn't pay very well, and that's the reason why Providence fell apart down the stretch, because the players know that Cooley's leaving.
Oh.
I think Cooley's leaving, and it's a couple of reasons. One, it's a great fit because when you go for what are these like jobs in the Big East, traditional power Big East schools, you got to go one of two ways, Matt. You got to go experienced guy with a track record who knows he can recruit the Big East, or you go with the hot name young coach.
Right.
Ed Cooley was the hot name young coach from Fairfield when he went to Providence, right?
Yep.
He can recruit. He's dynamic. His
Right.
players love him. And I don't want to mean to play the race card. He is black. And I
Yeah.
think at a school like Georgetown, after John Thompson,
Right.
JT3, Patrick Ewing, it means more to those people than it thinks. So
Right.
that's why I think it's that. Now, the reason why it's important that we talk about this, because of Providence, because of Georgetown, and even let's throw St. John's in there.
Okay.
These teams have to do more to pump money into the program. And I'm not talking about scholarship and chartered flights.
Right.
I am talking flat out about your basketball facility on campus. Jay Wright's fantastic. He's one of the best to do it. You know why Villanova also became really, really good? They put that facility on campus. Practice facility, top notch, everything right there. Because you know what? Back in the day, Matt, you know this. You know this too, Dave. The Big East got sold on the ESPN contract Big Monday, Carrier Dome, MSG, Boston Garden, Spectrum, Capitol Center. That shit ain't flying anymore,
No.
right? Especially when you can go get NIL money for $100,000 and go play somewhere else. So
Right.
your facilities have to be top notch on campus. And even the fact that they play all their arenas, I mean, I call it the dunk. It's not the dunk anymore.
I call it the dunk too.
He
It's
still
yeah,
calls
it's
it.
the-
I
it's
call
a
it the dunk too.
It's
I
a
mean,
dunk.
sorry,
But-
Amica, but no one knows what Amica insurance is outside of New England.
It's
so
like the Extension Center
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh.
It's the dunk.
No, it's
Dunkin'
fucking
Donuts
Heinz
Center,
Field.
yeah.
Like, get it right.
Right. Yeah,
But my
fair.
point is this:
Cross
they have
Amica
to
off the
invest money
sponsor list.
on their on-campus stuff. They've already done that at Georgetown, so that helps them out in the case. I think Cooley's gone, and you're right, Matt. It reflected in their play down the stretch. They did not look good the last.
So you
2,
have to
3
take Kentucky, right? Kentucky even lay the points.
I lay the points for Kentucky. I
Yeah.
think this is it for Providence. I think
Yeah,
Kentucky's
I agree.
playing well.
What about all right? So you're talking about being on campus and stuff with this thing. Did you look at the NIT games at all? Have you?
I did look a little bit at the
Okay.
NIT games, and a couple of them caught my attention right off the bat.
Perfect.
I love Rutgers. You know, Keith Arizari, our buddy, is going to be
Yeah.
very upset. I told him today because I went on
Why?
with him earlier.
Why?
I love Rutgers. I love Rutgers minus the points versus.
Of
Hofstra.
course. He's promoting
I
in the
know.
chat the Northeast Tile Crew to take Hofstra. He came on our show
No,
last
no,
week
no,
and
no,
said
no.
take
Sorry,
Hofstra.
Keith. Yeah. Keith.
It
Keith-
buried
yeah.
everybody.
He's Hofstra advice. Keith blew our money line parlay by taking
no.
Hofstra.
Yeah.
So he's dead.
And
He's
meanwhile,
no.
I go on with Keith earlier, and the guy is in like a Gap, kids medium shirt, sticking his freaking pectorals out,
Just what
scaring
he
the
does.
shit
He
out of
sits
me
there
and
does
Moose.
that exercise
Yeah.
thing with
He
this
definitely,
and
does.
that
He
and
definitely
all
wears that
other
extra
stuff.
medium, if you know what I'm
Medium.
saying. But I love Rutgers minus points. See, guys, when you get to the NIT, one or two things happen.
Mhm.
Either you go on a run
Or
or you go home early. I think Rutgers is pissed off.
Ooh,
I think they were the clear omission out of the tournament.
fair.
I think they win, and I think they go on a run. Now,
Oh,
there's
hello.
a team I like, and I think this is a little bit of a fishy line, even though they're very good. Give me Villanova plus the points at Liberty.
Oh,
Just
I
talked about
oh,
this.
we
I
just
like-
talked about this game. Matthew says that Villanova's the side.
I like Villanova. Listen,
I mean, no, he said Liberty's the side.
it's going to be. Listen, Liberty's
Villanova's the
18.
side. Who's the side?
Villanova. You get me confused now. Liberty is 18-1 at home.
Yep.
Okay.
That's just winning.
But they only played one really big game against high quality competition, and I believe it was Alabama, and they got rolled by about 40. Now, there's no disrespect to that. Villanova has been better. Okay,
They're
they
hurt,
ran into
JY. They got
they've been-
big injuries.
right. But here's the thing: is everybody here? Moore's in. Moore's back. They've been better, right? Dixon has been good. And to me, you throw out the Creighton game because I was at the Garden at night. Creighton played out of their fucking minds.
Yes,
They did.
That's why I thought that Creighton could make a run.
So
I
just
like,
FYI, Justin Moore and Cam Whitmore are both game time decisions tonight.
and I think
They
that's
both
where it
are
gets tricky.
questionable.
So you may have to wait until tip off.
Yeah.
If Cam is playing and Whitmore and when Cam and Justin are playing, it's Nova. If
Yes.
they're not, it's Liberty. So that may be one that you may want to wait like as long as humanly possible to make
Mhm.
that pick. That's probably why it's plus 4.5. If these guys were to play, I think it'd be really close to a pick 'em, in my opinion. So
Mhm.
I would wait that out. But when you go to teams that I think are going to flame out, give me Bradley tonight at Wisconsin. What the fuck did Wisconsin do all season?
Oh
And
my
Bradley, listen,
God.
Bradley
This is
got there-
unbelievable. This guy was
Bradley
working.
got-
He had no idea we talked about
What?
this and said this. Go ahead. No, this was.
What,
go
Matt
ahead.
talked
is
about this?
Bradley.
I swear to God,
No,
he
we-
did.
Oh,
we
Dave's
talked
against
about
me.
this
I
game.
love Bradley tonight.
He
Dave thinks I'm
loves
nuts.
Bradley.
Bradley's beating him. And
I love
Bradley's
Bradley
beating him.
tonight.
Listen, when you are a one-bid league and you get fucking rolled the way they did against Drake, and I was waiting, I'm like, okay, they're going to make a comeback. They're going to make a comeback.
They
They
didn't
won
make
it.
a comeback.
They didn't make a comeback.
No comeback.
So now you got them in a pissed off mood that's been stewing for over a week,
Oh,
and they're
boy.
playing against Wisconsin. And let's be honest, folks, the Big Ten ain't good. I'm gonna say right now, it's not good. You got the little Sister Mary of the Poor
Thank
versus
you.
the big bad wolf. Give me Sister Mary of the Poor. Bradley wins outright.
On that note, you are welcome on this show whenever you want. Whenever you want to come on this show, you are welcome. Thank you for doing this. This is a lot of fun. We'll definitely do it again soon as the tournament
Oh,
goes
yeah.
on. Best of luck in your bets tonight, Coach.
B,
See you, fellas.
B.
I'll see you
That's
later,
Coach
Sharapan.
James Young
See you,
here.
JY. See you later.
That's
guys.
Hey,
phenomenal.
give me a bowling. Give me a bowling. right.
On the way out.
Goodness gracious. Comes in hot, baby.
You wanna
JY
change your-
always comes in
You want
hot.
to change your opinion at all now? Huh? Got 2-on-1 now on you.
No, you're right about the Bradley game. You're absolutely
now,
right
oh,
about the
now I'm right
Bradley
about
game.
Bradley. Oh, all right.
No, you're
Told
right
you.
about the Bradley game. I like Liberty against Villanova.
If more,
Um,
he's right. If more and Whitmore play, I like Nova. I mean, I think if they play, you bet that. I think.
When you just looked it up and you said questionable, I leaned back and took a deep breath because this is one of those ones where I'd be sitting in a book all fucking day waiting for
Yeah.
this information, and
Right.
then all of a sudden, the game tips off. Liberty Villanova is a 6 o'clock game tonight, Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. You're sitting there, you're trying to eat dinner in between. You got the play-in games or the first round, whatever the fuck you want to call it, going on. You got all these NBA games, all this NHL, and then
Right.
and then you get the ticker, blip, 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 and they're taking Nova plus a points, Nova money line, Nova first half, Nova plus a points, Nova first half, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, those guys are playing. Move it to 2, move it to pick. I literally had to take a deep breath and go, oh,
It's a
what
big deal because
battle
Justin
I'm
Moore's an
doing.
NBA player. So I mean,
Right?
it's a gigantic. I mean, it's a
Ugh.
gigantic difference maker for Villanova to have him in the lineup. Whitmore's good, but he's not as good as Moore. So if Moore's in the game, Again, I think Nova's the side, but I think it comes down to whether or not they're going to have their full complement of players. I think Nova's going to be really motivated. First year head coach, chance to go and do some extra stuff, to calm down the alumni base. Jay Wright leaves. They miss the tournament. They get run by Creighton in the Big East tournament. I think Nova's going to be motivated tonight, and it's going to be a hostile as hell environment. So that helps to keep the guys focused.
I'm more excited to watch these games than I am the play-in games.
It's fair. I'm not going to debate it. NIT is phenomenal. And frankly, when you and I were sitting there at the Orleans and I looked up and I was like, wait, the Final Four is here? I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
We need to do ourselves a service and pay attention to it because
No,
we're going to the games here.
It's the first time since 1938 the NIT is not being played in New York.
And it's being played in Las Vegas.
It's being played in Vegas. It's here in Vegas, and then next year in Indianapolis.
We're
going.
Hell
yeah, we're going. Hell yeah, we're going.
I want to experience. They're going to bring the bands.
Yes,
the kids will dancing, and
100% because we get 2 games.
Right.
We get 2 games to watch that time.
Right.
So not just 1 game, we get 2 games to watch on that, and then the final. So I was really psyched when I saw that. I was like, okay, now I'm going to definitely pay attention to the NIT because we got a chance to watch the teams that are going to cut down the nets here and do it. So, yeah.
Of the 100 things that we have going on, have you reached out about those? If you make sure you don't forget to do that.
NIT or NCAA?
NIT.
Oh, that won't be hard to get. You want tickets or credentials?
Either or.
Credentials won't be hard to get. NCAA credentials are much more difficult. Okay. NIT credentials won't be hard to get. Yeah. That'll be an easy thing to pull. Okay. But the NCAA ones, the tournament ones are much more complicated. Okay, we'll pause basketball for just 1 second. We'll go back to it here with Better to Book It. The Raiders have signed another Patriot to a 3-year deal. I mean, this is wild to me what's going on here. Now, New England's losing their collective fucking minds because they don't know what Bill Belichick is doing right now. Yeah. They're really concerned because if they're not going to get DeAndre Hopkins, they have no idea who's going to catch the football because the one guy who actually was good catching the football is now a Raider, as Jacoby Myers has now been signed to a 3-year deal, $33 million, 24 guaranteed to play for the Raiders. Here's the offense for the Raiders, okay?
This looks pretty good.
You kidding me?
This looks pretty good.
Jacobs, Waller, Adams, Myers, and Renfro. Now you have 2 slot receivers, which before you freak out, the Patriots ran 2 slot receivers before. We've seen this before. So it's not totally crazy. When Edelman was coming into the game, Wes Welker was there as well. So you had Wes Welker and Julian Edelman, and then you had Amendola and Julian Edelman on the field at the same time. So the Patriots have had 2 slot receivers before. So this is the same offense they're going to run here with Josh McDaniels. Over the middle is what Jimmy Garoppolo does. Said it yesterday. I'll say it again. He does not throw the ball well outside the numbers. But George Kittle ate the offense. Deebo Samuel, they ate going over the middle with Garoppolo. Now you have 2 slot receivers to go over the middle. Darren Waller to go a little deeper in the red zone. And your home run hitter is Devontae Adams.
Jimmy Jack actually called this in the chat that you would go to this next. Did you give Jimmy Jack the rundown?
I did not know.
His question came, can you guys talk about how McDaniels is ruining my Raiders? WTF.
Ruining your Raiders. Okay, buddy, hold on a second. Pump the brakes for just 1 second.
Jimmy Jack, this is actually making the Raiders better, is it not?
Let's relax for a second, okay? And let's not talk about what Garoppolo did before, or Jimmy Jack, or Jimmy Garoppolo's off the field stuff. I'm getting my Jimmy's confused. You have to understand something, that these guys are going to come in to run an offense that's been very successful in the NFL. The defense is the question now.
Still is the question.
So they're going to go, here's what I predict they're going to do. I think they'll take an offensive lineman at number 7, which will be helping, obviously, this group. And then I think they go all defense, and they draft defense across the board for the rest and try to get as many people in here as Waller's to the Giants. They traded him. Shut up.
What just happened?
There's no way Darren Waller just got married to Casey Plum from the Las Vegas Aces last weekend.
There it is.
That happened.
Waller to the Giants. Farra breaking news in the group chat with us. Thank you, Farra. Now Jay Dow just hit me with it.
That's it.
Just happened for a 3rd round pick.
What? My goodness gracious. Okay, look at
There you go.
we can pull back
So now what?
the
We're gonna
we can
go
pull
get a
well,
tight end,
we can pull back this here a little bit.
right?
We talked to Adam Hill, who covers the Raiders a lot. Adam's a good friend of the show. When they were going through the negotiations, whether or not Darren Waller was going to get a long-term deal here, there was a lot of speculation that the Raiders didn't want to do it, that they weren't interested in giving him the money he wanted. They ultimately did give him the money that he wanted, but the way the year ended wasn't good between McDaniels and Darren Waller. So this is not a shock to me that Darren Waller's been traded out. The return is really weak, but it's the contract giving up the deal. Say, Giants, you're not responsible to pay the contract. Third round pick coming back. They're going to draft a tight end now, obviously, because there's a deep tight end draft coming in here.
Right.
And probably the deepest position in the whole draft is the tight end. But wow, he is revamping. I mean, literally, he's changing the entire roster. Like he's going through everything. McDaniels is completely anything that was brought in by the previous regime is being kicked out. Derek Carr gone, Waller gone. They brought in Devontae Adams, so he's a new guy.
I
How
just
about
want to
that?
know how it affects the season wins. That's all. That's the
Well,
only
I
thing
think
I'm thinking
I think it
of right
impacts
now.
the Giants more than it impacts the Raiders. The Giants offense now with Saquon Barkley and I like Daniel Jones throwing to Darren Waller. I like that.
Where'd Darren Waller go to college?
Small school. Remember he had all those problems?
I mean,
Because
you gotta be ready.
he was out of the league for a while.
You gotta be ready for that cold.
Maryland. He's born in Maryland, played at Georgia
Okay.
Tech.
Okay. So
He
he
graduated
knows.
college in 2014. You got to remember that he's 30 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, Waller
Oh.
missed.
Oh.
He had massive substance abuse problems. Like
Okay.
he was out of the league for a long
Okay.
time. So
I mean, a third round draft choice. That tells you what his value perception wise is in the league. So
right.
um
He's risky. I mean, I think one thing is he's risky, and I think maybe people are that was always the worry that like you're in the substance abuse capital of the world, basically, and you're having you're always
Right.
concerned about somebody what they're going to do given the 24-hour nature of this town. So Josh clearly Waller, Carr, he wants his people, he wants his guys coming in, and so he's got Jacoby Myers
You
coming
can't
in.
blame the guy for that, but
Nope,
you gotta see how that
you got to win. If you're going to do
I
that,
was
you're
gonna
going to
say how
win.
that translates. Yeah. That's gonna be that's a good move for the Giants, isn't it? But like
I
somebody in
like,
the chat
yeah,
said that tight ends go to the Giants to die. Poor
fair.
Waller.
Fair.
Good
But
call.
I mean,
Good
it
call,
is Brian
Heath.
Dabble, though. I mean, it's fair though. Brian Dabble 1 year, so you got to see what happens.
True.
So
True.
I like him a
Yeah.
lot as a head coach. He's proven that he's got something cooking in New York. I don't really agree with what they did. I would have paid Saquon for a 2 or 3 year overpay and then franchise tagged Daniel Jones. Instead, they gave Jones the 4 year and they franchise tagged Saquon.
Mm,
Okay. I mean, I would have kind of inversed that a little bit personally because I think Saquon Barkley is, if when healthy, a complete difference maker for that offense.
right.
But okay. So they have him on a franchise tag year. We'll see what he does.
Mm,
Got to figure he's gonna be motivated as hell to go put up big numbers. This might be his last year in New York, but the offensive line, it needs a little work. Defense is good enough. In that division, you've got the Eagles there, obviously, and the Cowboys. You got to keep up with the Joneses. I like the deal for the Giants to get Darren Waller. I do.
interesting. The whole thing's very we're gonna see a lot of movement.
Yeah.
Like all this stuff is really good for us and talking and all this other stuff. But
Well, a lot more to
it's
come until it settles. All right, let's go to the NBA. Are you worried about the Celtics at all? They just lost to the Houston Rockets.
I worried about the Celtics.
Yeah.
I got caught up in it last night. I saw they were down. I took them plus 450. I took them plus $3. I said they're not going to lose to Houston straight up or come back.
Right.
They came all the way back and then didn't win. Am I concerned?
Because the books have flipped it. The Boston Celtics are no longer the odds-on favorite to win
Right.
it all.
Yeah, that's
The
the
Bucks
right
now
move.
are.
Yeah, The Bucks go on the road and win games against good road teams. The Celtics are in that mode where they're maybe just bored, young, whatever the case is. Championship teams don't go lose to fucking Houston as a 13-point favorite.
So then you are worried about the Celtics.
I mean, I'm not.
That's fair. I think everybody should be.
I think last night's game, Milwaukee went into Sacramento and won.
Yeah.
I woke up today and thought Milwaukee's the favorite. I was going to wear the Milwaukee stuff. I do have the Milwaukee hat, but I didn't wear the rest of the stuff. Yeah, Milwaukee's the favorite. Yes.
I think it's
Are you concerned?
Yeah.
Boston guy?
Yeah. I think I'm definitely concerned about I'm more concerned about the head coach, not the team.
Oh.
Got a young head coach at the tail end of a year. Are they sick of him? Are they tuning him out? Are they frustrated? What's going on in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
Your Boston people, not your Boston people, but they're our Boston people. But like Chef Benny just said, they're going to break his heart. The Celtics are going to break his heart.
It's. I also don't like the number of bets that were given out when Boston went legal. They were giving away $25 tickets on the Celtics and the Bruins both to win the championship.
They did the B's and C's parlay. They took our parlay
for the championship. Yeah. Plus 450.
They took our futures parlay.
They gave him $25 tickets. They said anyone who signs up, one book in Boston, so you sign up, we'll give you a $25 ticket on the B's and C's championship parlay at plus 450.
Did they at least give us fucking credit for it? Did they say it's the Bostonian versus the book?
They didn't call it the B's and C's parlay, but they did. And technically, it's Chef Benny's parlay, not our parlay, but he's part of the brigade.
Chef Benny's part of the brigade. It's all part of it. Yeah.
So we'll take it on our own. But that started to worry me a lot. I was like, they're not worried about it.
Folks aren't worried about it.
Right.
They're
so
both
that was
not winning. Can you imagine the amount of Boston bullshit if they both win? Oh my God.
I mean, it's possible. It's not impossible. It's only 4-1. It's not like it's a 500-1 long shot.
Oh,
it's a 4-1 return.
Oh,
it's not impossible. It could happen. So both Bruins and Celtics are both doing the same thing. I think they're taking a big exhale, which I like. Take it now, get this out of the way, and then refocus and get going for the postseason. I think Boston. I think the Celtics literally said they heard Giannis say, it doesn't matter who has home court, and they believed it and they agreed. They're like, you know what? He's right. We're not going to go and kill ourselves. Let's get ready for the playoffs. So
it's fine. I'd rather have home court if it was me, but what do I know?
I would too, but they don't. I mean, I guess these teams, according to the Bucks, they don't care. And Boston didn't have home court last year when they beat Milwaukee.
They did not.
So they've already done it once before. So they've gone in there and won. So Toronto's taking on Denver tonight. Raptors are favored. Is that right? That seems odd to me.
Why?
I mean, I know Denver's not at home. But it's I don't know. It just feels like Denver should be favored in that game.
No, I mean it's a good number, right? Pick them, or it starts Denver -1 and it goes to Toronto -1. I don't know what the hell's Denver doing. Talk about a team that's in a lull. I mean, they're in the 1 seed.
Coasting.
What are they doing? Coasting. Don't they want to have home court?
No, I don't.
28-5 at home.
I don't think these teams. I mean, I think you're right, but they don't care all that much. I mean, it's not like they're bad on the road. They're 16-16 on the road. It's not horrible. Memphis is 13-21
in one place and 16-16 in the other. I want to play all the games I can in the 28-5 place.
Fair.
Denver should not be cruising. Denver should be trying to get home.
I mean, they have a 4.5 game lead on Memphis. They've lost 3 games in a row.
Memphis is fucking up. So I guess
right. And they have a 5.5 game lead on the Kings. They know the math. They can just go, all right, we're good. I mean,
I like Toronto in this game.
Boston's doing the same thing. They're like, we don't care if we're the 2 or the 3. We know that we're the 1, 2, or the 3. Cleveland's not catching Boston. So that's, the 2.5 games back in Milwaukee. They're a game up on the Sixers. They don't think it matters.
Oh.
We'll find out if it does. I don't know. I mean, it could be a very wrong way of approaching it, but,
Eron Sean just came in the chat and said that Nugs are slipping. They're
Yeah.
slipping or they're just cruising? What do you
I
think?
think they're cruising. Lost 3 games in a row. I don't think they care. I think right now we are in the dog days, the lull of the NBA in month of March. They're sick of each other. They're sick of traveling. They're sick of everything. They just want to get to the playoffs. They just got to get there. They're almost at the end. They see the finish line and they're just trying to get there.
Connor Winsky just had a good point. Let's adopt
Mhm.
this as gospel. It's now called the Season B's parlay in honor of Chef Benny.
Yes.
Chef Benny. So we got to
Season,
call it the Season
season.
B's.
I like
Put
that.
it the Season B's first because everybody will say B's and C's. So if we know we hear the Season B's, we know that somebody's watching the show
Oh,
and
okay.
listening
I
to the
like
show.
it. Season
So
B's parlay. Okay.
Season B's parlay for
All right,
Chef
that's good.
Benny.
But I mean, look, there's 14 games, 15 games left in both the NBA and the NHL seasons, right?
Perfect betting opportunities every
Against,
single night.
against or for.
There's not one particular way, but
Okay.
there's so many games I think where we can see there's a lot of distractions. A lot of people are looking to bet the NCAA tournament right now.
Right. Right.
There's betting opportunities in the NBA and NHL both that we have known, the brigade has known now for a
Yep.
month or two that I think we can take advantage of. Maybe betting against Denver's one of them. We'll see how this continues to go. I know making lines for this stuff was very difficult because I didn't know their motivation,
It's impossible to know the motivation
right?
unless you're on the team. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's
So,
really hard.
you take
So
bets
same
and move
question.
numbers and see how it goes. But yes, I think this is a game like I mean, this seems not easy. Nothing
Right.
is easy in this shit. Toronto should win this basketball game.
All right. So what about Lakers at the Pelicans? Road favorite.
Lake Show.
You're wearing the Lakers jacket.
Lake Show. I got the Lake stuff on. I got the BVB,
Ooh, that matches nice.
Purple and gold. Matching
LSU,
Lakers
Lakers
stuff.
hat.
LSU, Lakers. This is a trick, right? This is a trick.
What do you mean?
You're gonna bet the Pelicans.
No. I would
This
bet
is
the Lakers.
Lakers.
Yeah, I bet the Lakers. No, I haven't, but I would bet the Lakers.
All the Robinsons and the parallelograms are taking the Pelicans. They're going to take the Pelicans are going to the favorite. There's places that have picked now. A couple places are leaning. There's only one place holding out hope. Wow. I don't know. This is Lakers. Is Anthony Davis playing? I don't think it is Lakers.
Davis is Davis playing tonight. Lakers, by the way, the 13 games back. Still in the playing game. He is game time decision. Anthony
NBA
Davis.
game time decision. Every game's meaningful down the stretch. We're still working with this game time decision bullshit. Oh,
Agreed.
tough.
So the Bucks are on the road at the Suns, who just got their doors blown off last night against the Golden State Warriors. The Suns look like you're talking about a team that doesn't give a flip. Suns don't look motivated at all.
Don't they? I mean, like seriously, what is their deal as far
They're
as
waiting
like
for KD? They're just gonna wait for KD to come back. And like they're just like, we don't care. I mean, they gave up 33 points last night in the first half to one player, to Klay Thompson. I mean,
maybe get a hand up?
I don't know. Maybe guard the guy.
Maybe just step out a little bit. Maybe deny pass,
double team, something. Yeah,
anything at all.
33 in the first half. He's overbet on history.
Yeah.
I mean, the Suns better be careful. They're not completely immune from the play-in tournament. They're 2.5 games out.
Yeah, they can't allow themselves. They have to play less games, not more. With KD now coming back from injury and all the stuff, they got to get dubs now.
They have 14 games left. I mean, they better be careful. Like this after tonight, 13 games after tonight.
13. Okay, so 14 games left. How many wins do they have right now?
The Suns have 37. They've played 68 games so far.
So they got to get 40. I think they got to get 45
to avoid the play-in tournament.
Yeah,
probably. I mean, T-Wolves at 35, Mavs at 34, Lakers, Pelicans 33.
All right, so yeah, they got to. I mean, they should minimum go 7-7 in the last 14 games. And if they go better than that, that's 45. That keeps them out of the play-in. Because at this point, that's all they have to do. They don't want to play no 2 extra high leverage games if like lose and go to the
That's
other
it.
game. They
Right.
gotta avoid that. That
'Cause
being said, Milwaukee's playing for the 1 seed, it looks like. They're on a back-to-back, and they're road favorites tonight.
because of what just happened to the Suns last night.
That's fine, but I
I mean,
mean,
the Bucks are 21-13 on the road.
the Bucks are good.
Mhm.
The Bucks are really good.
So
Middleton's he's hitting big shots again. I mean, like, the Bucks are good.
they're
The
healthy.
the 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 odds makers, this is not a lazy line, but it's the same. Milwaukee's at Sacramento. They close 2. They win and cover. They get in a fight at the end. Lopez tries to choke out half the Kings. Was pretty interesting. Now that they're on a back-to-back, and so is Phoenix, does that factor into the handicap, or do they cancel each other out?
I think it
Milwaukee.
cancels each other's out. Yeah, I don't think it I lean more towards the Bucks just because of what happened last night to the Suns.
I mean, they were both on the road. Like, so it nullifies the home
Yeah,
court, doesn't it? That's
it
why the
does,
Bucks are favored.
and I think the Suns are uh, I think they're just coasting to wait for KD to come back. He wants to get KD as long as they can avoid the play and they don't need to go and kill themselves in these games. So yeah, it's a tough game to bet, but I would lean towards the Bucks. Couple of NHL games to get
Yep.
to.
Yep.
The Hurricanes and the Jets seem like it's the game of the night here.
Hurricanes.
Potentially could be a Stanley Cup preview. Total's 5.5.
Slow down there.
What do you
Francis.
mean?
Talking about Hurricanes and Jets.
Why not?
It's not happening.
Why not? Why couldn't this happen?
The Jets.
You're down on the Jets. I'm way higher on the Jets than you are.
The Jets are not going to the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
I don't even know if Carolina is right now.
Hellebuck could take them to the Cup finals. We've seen it before.
They don't have
We've
enough.
seen it before. One goalie stands on his head. He's gonna win the Vezina. Allmark probably wins it, but
right.
He's right there. I mean, Hellebuck is right there for the Vezina.
Total 6, pretty much.
It's gone up. Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
6.
5.5 this morning.
Yeah, it's 6 now. 6 under quarter, 6 under 20. Well, you like a side of this game? I mean, I like Carolina.
It's still 5.5 at FanDuel, by the way.
Is it really 5.5 over juice? What?
130
or under juice? What?
Over 130.
No, 5.5 overs minus 130.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yes. No. That's. I mean, I get it. They like the half. They like the half numbers. Yeah. Okay.
So the over is the play there. If
is
you want to follow steam, I don't know. I think the under. I like the under, but that's why I brought it up. I think it's a 3-2 final.
6.
It's or you can do under 6, yeah, with the push potential with the 4-2 final. Yeah, you can do that. So Jonathan Quick is 3-0 with the Vegas Golden Knights. This has been pretty impressive so far for him to come in. Vegas is nearly a $2 favorite against Philly tonight on the road.
What the? Wow.
Right?
Whoa.
It's come down a little bit. Now it's minus 184 at FanDuel, but still 6.5 the total, juice to the under.
Flyers puck line and under.
Well, that's the Flyers have been tremendous, best number 1 team in the NHL to the puck line. You get a leg, good juice. It's minus 154 to take a goal and a half, though.
That's okay.
It's expensive.
This might be the game that the Knights gag up on the road trip.
It's possible.
Where are they next?
Oh, they are next headed to let's see. This roadie will conclude home, Calgary. This is the last game of the road trip. It's been a pretty good trip. 3-1.
They're home on Thursday. They're home on Thursday?
Yep, on St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day is Friday, Matthew.
No, it's not.
Thursday, March 17th, or Thursday, March 16th, Friday, March 17th.
Oh, it's Friday. That's crazy. I thought I had it as Thursday. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
That's crazy. This town has a Friday St. Patrick's Day.
Don't remind me.
Holy shit. Stay away from the strip on
I'm not
Friday
leaving
night
the
St.
house.
Patrick's Day.
Trying to explain to the
Holy
kids.
mother of
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
Okay. I thought it was Thursday.
no, it's Friday.
Wow.
Um,
Buckle down the hatches in Vegas. Irish car bombs across the entire strip. That's a
people
drink,
coming
by
to
the way.
town. Like, you coming out this weekend? Like, not on Friday. Friday, you can do the book yourself.
We get Friday March Madness and Friday St. Patrick's Day on the same weekend, on the same day.
Yeah.
Oh my, the boy bands are going to be showing up by the
Oh,
busloads.
God.
Look out. My God. Woo, boy. Jameson, load up the Jameson and Guinness and let's go to work.
Oh,
I love St. Patrick's Day.
It's
I'm just a little bit Irish, and I love St. Patrick's Day.
such
I will eat corned beef. I've not found anybody in Vegas who makes decent corned beef and cabbage, but I actually would eat it on Friday.
I'll get you a good place.
You know some mix? There's a mix in town who can make a good corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I might have to go check that out. Most of them are just drinking bars that I've seen.
They have that too. They're really good.
Well, I mean,
they're really good at that.
Yeah, we're really good at that. That we got covered. That I'm not worried about. I know where to go for that. I know where. Heck, I just be at my house and just.
Yeah.
But I have not done an Irish car bomb's a drink, by the way. It's a shot of Jameson in a pint of Guinness, just so you know. I haven't done one of those in a long time. I may need to bust that out on Friday.
This would be the Irish. This would be the Celtic model new hat coming out for the BBB brigade. Yeah.
Whatever they're using for the color of that green, it pops.
It's amazing in person. It's unbelievable.
That I'm going and getting that design. I'm not going to get that hat, but I'm going to get it on this hat. I'm going to get it on the flex.
On the black?
No, I'm going to get it on the white, but I want a white flex. This style hat.
Oh yeah. This is a new era.
Yeah, I want to
get that. Yeah.
This is a new era. This is the 3930.
Yeah,
stretch fit.
We'll get it.
That's what I want, and I'm going to get that design for the playoffs because that black looks awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Because with really I'm glad you're filling in the green now because that filling in the dollar sign green, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
That was the one adjustment that I made to your design was to go ahead and fill that in with the
Right.
green. The Bruins are laying 450 tonight against Chicago. Would you take plus 1.5 goals at plus money with Chicago? It's plus 130 to take 1.5 goals.
No, I don't want them. No. Aren't the Bruins going to make somebody pay?
I don't know.
This is the game. They're lighting somebody up.
They had an 11-game win streak get snapped by the Red Wings, and they nearly came back and won it down 4-0. They nearly won the game.
No way. I don't want to. You want 1.5 goals? You take it. I ain't taking it.
I can't. But I wouldn't lay the puck line though. I wouldn't bet Bruins on the puck line tonight.
No.
I think the Bruins and the Celtics are both in this very interesting place. Like that. This is the dog days. They both have like 13, 14 games left. They just want to get to the playoffs where it really matters and stay healthy. And in hockey, it's tough getting, all these different things.
You can't take a shift off in hockey. You get blasted. You can't even take a shift. There's no relaxing. You're playing every game like you're playing every game. Occasionally you take 30 seconds off and don't get killed and get back to the bench. But then your teammates going, what are you doing? You're coasting.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
None of that shit. So I don't want the puck line. I would only take the Bruins.
Okay. Tampa Bay against New Jersey. This is a big playoff preview game type of situation. Devils are favored at home against Tampa.
I don't know what the hell's going on with Tampa.
Their run is over.
This feels like Devils.
Their run's over. That's what's going on.
This is how it ends. This is like
and for everybody. You're old. You've
tired.
Too many miles on the legs on the ice. Played a lot of hockey over the last 5 years.
Yeah, I like Devils. You?
Yep, I like Devils too at home. And then Dallas at Vancouver. Over 6.5 goals on this one.
Yes.
Right. Over.
See the way Dallas is playing right now?
I told you, Dallas is my team out of the West.
I know, but they're scoring goals.
Yes, Dallas is my team out of the
Like,
West.
they're starting to just say, "Fuck it, let's play, let's score, let's play, let's keep going."
I think Gumpy and I are gonna have to make a bet. It's
Don't
gonna be
start that.
Stars and Bruins. Stanley Cup preview. Awesome goaltenders. I mean, they both think about it. What
I'd actually
team
sign for that. That'd be a hell of a
what
hockey
what
series,
two
you know?
teams have two goaltenders that could start on any team in the NHL? Swayman, Allmark, and Ottinger, and I always kill the guys, not Westbrook. What's the guy's last the backup goaltender for Dallas? I always forget the guy's
Put it
name.
in the chat.
No, it's West something. It's
I
I always
can't
forget.
remember either.
He's phenomenal, but they have two outstanding goaltenders that are Wedgwood. Thank you, my brain. Wedgwood. So,
Wedgwood.
yeah,
Right.
you have Wedgwood and you've got Ottinger and you've got Allmark and Swayman. So you've got, I mean, that series is going to be unbelievable. Like if we got it, that would be awesome. Wars every game.
Man, the path to
story-
that, I don't even know who would still be like standing by the time they get to that one. That's going
The
to be a
storylines.
war.
I mean, talking about,
Oh.
there's so many interesting storylines
Wow.
between the Jim Montgomery, former coach of the Stars, which is gigantic. You've got Tyler Seguin, which is the former Bruin #1 pick that got sent out to Dallas because he partied too much in Boston. Like, there's just so many cool storylines for the Bruins and the Dallas Stars to play in the Cup Finals. Like, it's absolutely theater if we got it. So, all in on that. One quick one, then better to book it.
Yep.
So BetMGM took over DraftKings at Fenway Park
Yep.
to be the head sponsor, lead sportsbook sponsor.
Yep.
Just pointing this out because I found this to be really funny. So BetMGM has to abide by these rules in Massachusetts. So I was joking around with Steve Ruddick because there was a certain book that put out a can't lose parlay on Twitter. And I went to Steve Ruddick. I said, how quickly does that get brought up to a hearing? And he was like, I don't know. There's different language, but yeah, they pretty much directly address that you can't tweet out, you can't advertise anything like that. This morning, Mass is having a hearing on that tweet, on that can't lose parlay that's being addressed, saying, hey, already you're coming up. We're going to hit you with these fines. So Mass is coming in. So the CEO of BetMGM is saying, some of your standards are going to be really problematic because you can't advertise in a place where the audience is 25% under the age of 21.
You can put this on the wall on the Green
That's
Monster.
the problem, right? Because
we got to talk about this tomorrow because I want this at the top of a show tomorrow.
okay.
No, seriously, just so more people see it and stuff too.
Sure.
Because I saw this on the thing. I couldn't wait to talk about this, and we're running out of time to be on the grid.
Yep.
So I'll be interested to see how the hearing goes today.
So
Listen,
just
they got to be held accountable.
The Massachusetts law says you are not allowed to advertise a sports book when 25% of the crowd could be under the age of 21.
So what are they going to do? They're going to take it off the Green Monster because there's kids that go to baseball games.
I don't know. That's why I brought it up, because I think this is going to be a fascinating thing to watch as to what's the average. Do you take a poll for every game to see how young the audience is? How many kids under 21? Because I can tell you right now at Fenway Park, it's a good chunk of the audience that's under the age of 21.
Of course.
That are going to a baseball game in June and July and August. So that's why he's saying it may be tough to police this. We don't know if you're going to fine us or not, but you can't really hold us accountable because it's not our fault.
Care about the fines.
Well, they may have to, because Mass might start drilling them every game. Could you imagine they gave a $250,000 fine for one game being up that wasn't supposed to be there?
Right.
The Red Sox are playing 81 home games.
Yeah.
You could have 81 fines of $250,000 every game.
Is that the fine?
They'll care about that.
Is that the number? Is that the fine?
That's the general. When you get hit by a fine, that's been the number that they're doling out, is $250,000. Like, they're hitting people hard. So, I mean, that's what he's saying. Like, wait, you can't do this to us, because how can we police this? We're putting our ads up. We're the official book of the Red Sox. You say we can't advertise into an event that has kids under the age of 21 for 25%.
It's so
1 in
funny.
4.
They've been the official partner of multiples now. I mean, DraftKings was up on that board.
But that was before mobile went legal, when the law changed.
I know. And now that, now, they weren't watching it before.
Well, they weren't.
I got pictures of me and the kids at Fenway with DraftKings on the fucking wall.
Right.
And I took a picture specifically so I didn't see
Remember, DraftKings was DFS at that time.
I understand. That
So
was
that's
a
what they're
year and a half ago.
but it wasn't sports gambling. So that this law is a sports gambling law, not a DFS law.
The
That's why.
advertising is gonna be such an issue.
That's why.
You keep sending me these texts and all these articles. It's all happening. I told you this was gonna
You did.
happen. This is
Yep.
gonna happening, and now they're gonna worry about finding them. I can't wait to see what the fine is.
It's
There's a
gonna
lot
be
of
pretty
kids
low.
in that ballpark, but there's kids everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's I mean, I don't know what's better or worse. Just putting it out in front and saying to the kids and parents, this is gambling. I mean, it's just like cigarettes, right? Like for the longest time, everywhere I went, everybody smoked when I was a little kid.
Yep.
Was on everything. The
Yep.
players were smoking. The ads were everywhere. I was like, man, my grandmother's husband, the guy John, he smoked. I couldn't stand the smoke. It used to bother my eyes. I didn't like it. Like everybody has to make a decision on their own, right?
Yep.
But who's policing it? It's very important.
So yeah. Da, 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 da. Better to book it time.
Better to book it. Bang it out. Let's go.
First bet, Gonzaga to win the Western bracket at 4-1.
Oh, Matthew, you did this already? I thought you said you were talking about this. You did this?
I told you it did last
I
night.
have to book this only because
fine.
the odds don't allow it to be. Not that I don't think it's a good bet. I think Gonzaga's getting to the Elite Eight.
Yep.
And I think you're going to have a shot to do some magic or play the
If
other
they're in
side.
if
or
they're
whatever.
in the Elite Eight, if they're in that game, I can bet the other
You're
side
good.
and I'm good.
You're fine.
That's why I bet it.
Yeah. So I think they win the 3 games.
That's
I do.
perfect. Then I can
do.
hedge off of it and a guaranteed profit.
That's why it's a good bet.
Yeah. So then you're gonna bet it, not book it.
No, I mean, because we talked about it. I think you get better odds if you just roll it over. You got to make 3 bets.
I'm not sure that's the case because of the fact that how big of a favorite they could be over the 2 of the 3 games.
Well, they're a big favorite in the first game.
Huge. Yeah, 14.5 points.
Yeah, and I don't know how big it'll be the rest of the way.
Well, if say hypothetically that Nevada upsets Arizona State and then Nevada beats TCU, Gonzaga is going to be a 10-point favorite over Nevada.
Well, that's a lot of theoretical things that you just said.
Right,
Had to
but my point
happen.
is, I'd rather lay down a 4
I don't know if they'll
before
that. Gonzaga has to play TCU, do they not?
If TCU, well, I'm saying that would be TCU getting beat by Nevada, but yeah, I mean it's hypothetical. Yes, most likely if it goes by seeds, it'll be TCU against Gonzaga, which Gonzaga is probably going to be a 4 to 5 point favorite.
Right.
Be my guess.
And then they would play who?
UCLA if it went by seeds.
Whew.
But according to our coach, our friend, he thinks UNC is not winning a single game. The UCLA is going to UNC Asheville.
He just called me. We're gonna commiserate. He's gonna give himself a victory lap. That was a great appearance by JY.
Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna book this. I only because I think the odds are much higher. Not much higher, but higher.
Okay. I'm doing the same bet with Texas to win the Midwest.
What's the odds?
Plus 350.
All right. I'll book this one too.
Mm-hmm.
But I like this one.
Same theory, same thought.
What's the game of the 3 that before the Final Four game? The Elite Eight to the Final Four.
They'll play Colgate, then they'll play Penn State or Texas A&M, then they'll play Xavier. If it goes by seeds. They're going to be heavy favorites in all those games.
Heavy?
Heavy.
I don't know how heavy they'll be against Xavier.
6?
Less.
Okay.
I mean, unless it's a blowout to that game. Wow. That's good. I like Texas. I'm glad to see you finally get on board. This is good.
Mm-hmm. I like Texas's draw a ton. I like Texas, but I love their draw. Their draw is tremendous.
Wait, so if Penn State wins, they're playing Texas in the second round?
Correct. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. No.
Bye-bye, Penn State. Bye-bye.
No. If they can get by Texas A&M, they could take down. Wow, that'd be something.
They cannot take down Texas. They're not beating Texas. They're going to get killed. They don't have the length. Texas is so long. Penn State will get ruined. That won't be good. That's a bad matchup for Penn State. A&M can slow the game down. A&M will play a more competitive game than Penn State will. But I think Penn State beats A&M. So
Well, I hope you're right about that.
Yeah.
So that game is Saturday if they play or Sunday. Oh boy.
Sandra, the
It's gonna
bracket I'm
mess
looking
up my whole day if they win that first game. I'm gonna have to watch that game.
You'll be in a
Oh,
book. Just
boy.
go watch it in a book. You'll be fine.
I know, but I mean, when it's your school, listen, this is for a person who went
I
to
know.
a school that wasn't really a basketball school.
To have a team in the dance is a big deal. I know. It's awesome.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Okay. Tonight, over 155.5. Corpus Christi and Southeast Missouri State.
The hell are you doing? Over. That's a lot of points, Perrault. You're not afraid?
No. I have a better number than what's on the board right now.
Yeah, you do. God. I want to need under in this game if I'm the book.
So Southeast Missouri State is 21-12 to the over this year, 8-3 at home, 13-9 on the road, 4-1 to the over the last 5 games. Corpus Christi is 18-11 to the over, 13-7 in conference. They were 8-3 at home to the over, but 10-8 on the road, also 4-1 to the over the last 4 games. Their last game just barely went over at 145.5 in the championship game, but they've had some games fly over, like 34 points over against Texas A&M Commerce, over by 20 against Texas A&M Commerce twice they played, but they've been an over team. They play with pace.
Where's
Both
Farra?
these
Flip back graphic if he's there.
both these
I'm looking at this
defenses.
Texas. I'm trying to remember all these stats you're giving me. What the hell was the number you got? 155.5?
Correct. Yes.
157.
Yeah. I am.
I'll book it. I don't know. I'll book it.
Both these
There it is.
defenses
Thank you, sir.
do not show up. They have 2 of the quickest shots given up.
First time that probably both ever walked in that gym was yesterday.
Of course, yes.
Under.
All these kids.
Well, maybe one kid from all of them played.
No. They're
Dayton,
all
no.
But I mean, they play on neutral
It's
courts.
like Ollie and
time.
the boys from Hickory walking in and measuring the hoop.
Yeah. So
And
Texas A&M Corpus Christi played a neutral court game against Cal State Bakersfield, over by 9, against Alcorn State, over by 31 points. I mean, they haven't had problems playing on the road. They haven't had problems playing on neutral courts.
I like under.
And we're going to wind up having a chance
over for grid. Over for grid. One more, quick.
One more, okay? And
Move
then
fast.
we go
quick.
over 132.5, Mississippi State and Pitt.
You like this game over?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I don't like nothing you got today. I'm gonna go under. Holy shit! Good luck with this one. I hope you're right. I like under.
Steam's going to the over for a reason.
Steam. I told you about following the steam.
I'm not following it. I'm just telling you,
you get burned.
It's the right side. I'm just telling you, it's the right side. Look, I was on the Steam yesterday. The best number 139.5. You bet 135. You pushed, or 235. You pushed on the Warriors last night.
Yeah, the NBA's.
So I mean, in game was 258 at one point.
Yeah, that was a dream. Yeah, I like under. So I don't know.
The only way this game,
I'm just literally just looking at this. I haven't seen Mississippi State play
Pitt's
1
your team.
second.
Pitt's your team.
Pitt is my team. Pitt is
21-12 to the over. Both these teams are 4-1 over the last 5 games, 7-3 and 8-2 over the last 10. Mississippi State and Pitt. They're playing fast.
Stay in business. How do the books stay in business?
Just
hi,
saying.
what are you doing? Come here.
Come say hi before we say goodbye.
You're going where? My friend's house. You're going to your friend's house. Okay, here, hold on. Say hi to
hi.
Hello.
Say hi
What's
to
going on? Are you having fun for spring break?
No.
No. Staying up all night doing stuff.
So that's
Who's
fun.
taking you?
Kelsey.
All right. Where's your friend? All right. Well, text me. All right. Bye.
On that note, Sports Grid, we'll talk to you tomorrow here. You guys live on YouTube and Twitter. Don't move. More to come here for BVB. Okay. Favorite thing about today is what?
Right from the show, I'm headed over to the post office to send this model hat off to someone else. Boys and girls who are watching the show we're coming up with something here so to make the hats available to everyone. But again, appreciate you watching the show, liking the show, subscribing to the show. Subscriber number keeps going up, by the way, which is good. So I got to get that taken care of. That's having fun and designing these hats and playing with different things. That's one of my favorite things about today. And my second favorite thing is she's going to a play date. The other ones are gone. The house is going to be completely empty when I come back. Spring break, 3 hours by myself. I
Enjoy
don't
it.
believe it. That's
Enjoy
my
it.
favorite thing about today. I love you. Love you.
Right. My favorite thing about today, I'm looking forward to seeing Madeline and Julia need to go. So they've been here for a while. Madeline has a dentist appointment I got to take her to today.
Oh, yeah. That's
And
the
then
other thing that happens. Yeah.
and then I have to go ahead and take the two of them to go swimming. So I have to go do that today because
Oh,
spring break is just what we end up doing. You just run
Yeah.
around like crazy. I sleep over last night. They went to bed at 11:30 last night. So I had that going on at the house. But it was pretty funny because they took over the entire living room and put about 100 stuffed animals all over the couch. And it was like
Let these kids run ragged over there.
couldn't see the couch anymore, but they cleaned it up. They cleaned it up good. So that was exciting and that was pretty wild. My favorite thing about it actually, I saw it was yesterday. I popped my timeline that yesterday was 3 years to the day that I left the Palms, where you and I first started working together.
Well,
At the CG Sportsbook, where CG were at the Palms, where my radio show was out of.
yeah.
And I used to tape these pre-show videos. You used to joke around with me on where's the pre-show video?
Yeah.
The last one I ever did from the studio, last one I think I ever did, I don't know, maybe period, but I thought I was going to be gone for 2 weeks. Never went back. Palms.
I don't know if you
closed.
remember all the phone calls back and forth we were making, you and me, because you're like, because I was trying on my end, I was going, dude, the books are closing. Like, you're
Yeah.
not going to be there anymore. And you're like, what?
Right.
And you're like, what do I do? And you're like, I can do the show from home. And I was like, you can do the show from home. I remember we
Yeah.
were having a lot of the conversations that you were just trying to figure out your fucking life.
I
Like,
know where it was going. It was insanity. I mean,
It
I
was-
literally thought it was 2 weeks. I thought we were just going to go home for a couple
Yeah.
of weeks, but sports were closed. The Masters had been canceled. Baseball had been canceled, and the NCAA tournament had been canceled. And you didn't know what was going on because like, what are we going to book? The UFC was like, hey, we're still fighting. So they kept going. They went to Florida to keep on fighting. So that kept us afloat to go ahead
That
and bet
weekend.
on
Yeah.
UFC fights because we had
that
something,
weekend.
yeah,
And then it
to
was
bet
done.
on. And then everything else was, and then sports was totally done. But it was so crazy to like
Oh,
see that and be like, we're trying to flatten the curve. And like, you know, you sent me the story that happened a year later about the NBA game. And I really remember
well,
that.
no, that was the same week. That was the same week. That
Yeah,
NBA game was earlier in the week,
a
and
week,
then
right. That was the first
that was the
indication that
first
someone,
thing.
it was Steven Adams, right? Of the Thunder who
It
tested
was
positive.
somebody. No, it was Rudy Gobert.
Oh, Rudy Gobert.
Gobert
Thank
and
you.
the
Yeah, yeah.
Jazz.
On the Jazz
Yeah,
test
and
positive. Right. He
I think
tested positive and everyone was
canceled
like,
that game.
whoa, wait, what? And it was so,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait in 10 years when we're all telling these stories about where we were and what was going
Oh,
on and how the world stopped and the fact that I mean, it really still to this day, it's hard to believe the strip was empty. Like the pictures I have are just, you drive down the strip and you look around, you're like 3 years ago, there was nobody here this week. It was empty. The
it
town was
was so
empty.
bizarre. Remember, they started boarding up all the doors and all
Yeah.
this stuff. Like,
I mean, the Palms closed and never reopened
Never.
for years later.
no,
Like when they closed the doors, it was like, oh, it's temporary. Nope, it was 2 years.
yeah, it was incredible. And he just froze on that note.
Uh-oh. Hey,
Oh, snap it. There you
back
go.
now.
Oh, that was
me.
wild.
Yeah.
You were frozen when your hat was gone, and then boom, your hat's back.
Uh,
Like, that was
sure, yeah.
crazy how that just looked. Yeah.
Mick, yeah, cut me, Mick.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Lots to come. Games tonight, games tomorrow, games Thursday, games Friday.
And
St. Patrick's Day on Friday. Good stuff. Farra, Dave, Matt. Bye. Talk to you tomorrow.